It's an old familiar lane for me. This is a great test of a bike, just continuous chop, bit of sand, bit of rock. Oh, out of shape a little bit there, but you know, it is settling. What gear am I in? I'm in 4th gear, 26 miles an hour. I've got a nice enough pickup. 3rd gear. Wow, great drive there. I was 3rd into 4th. Wow, 4th goes. Yeah, it's a strong engine. It's a strong engine. It's a strong engine, alright. Whoa, chop, chop, chop. That's a good test for it there. We just recently graded this, so it's got a lot more chop in it than it used to have. Nice gearbox. I could easily change that with a foot while I'm standing. The shower front suspension seems to be doing its job. I mean, it's under quite a bit of tricky conditions here, along here. Oh, I love that gearbox. I've got nice easy press on the rear brake. Yeah, they've done I've got to say, they've done a great job for this type of riding. You can see why it excelled and impressed on the Indian launchers. On this type of riding, just got meat on the throttle, but it's got good ride quality, nice control input. It's got everything you need to harness its power, really. What we're doing now, 45. Yeah. If you've seen the type of, if you just watch that and seen the type of, and think that's the type of riding you're going to be doing, I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all, actually. I really don't. Poor John has just fucking got dusted out. I just realised you just got fucking dusted out, didn't you? Oh no! Oh no! Oh.
Oh, another little field down, and I was like, oh, it's not there.
I tell you what, it's quite vibey down there, isn't it? Quite choppy. They've really dug that lane up. There she goes. Right, Royal Enfield Himalayan 452. Yes, impressive first ride out. I like it. Much better than I was expecting, to be honest. Guys have done a top job. Well done. Designed in Britain, engineered in Britain, built in India, but designed in England. Good work. I think it's a lesson to all the manufacturers that if you're going to build a bike, build it properly and actually develop it with the intention, you know, develop it in a way that you're intending to sell it as. Don't just bastardise a fucking street bike that you've got and sell it for expensive money. Looking at UKTM 310GS, you know, build it for the ground up and it'll do well. It'll be a good selling bike. The looks are the looks. I'm not going to look at it while I'm riding it, but yeah, there's no disappointment to be experienced there. And that's my bike. I bought that. That's my money. Bought it from Cooper Motorcycles in Northampton. Very good family dealership. Father and son. Highly recommended them, not because they've given it me, because I bought it off them and I bought all my Enfields off them. So if you want a good dealership, head over there. And yeah, hopefully if I come to sell this bike, nobody will see this video of how it's been gently run in. But impressed, totally impressed. Just thinking about the electronics package on it, really. I know we've got the riding modes, which are pretty redundant, to be honest, but I like the fact they've not put traction control on it, because that just gives you something else to have to turn off. And to be honest, these kind of bikes, they don't need traction control, and in the 390 KTM's case, it really ruins it because it's so awkward to have to turn on off all the time. So I like the fact they've not put traction control on this. ABS you can disable on a simple button. It looks like you do have to be static though, you can't be riding. And I like that, just a simple button press to turn things on and off is what we want really, you know. Even if it was traction control, if it was just a simple one button touch, then no, it's not really a big deal, but the problem is manufacturers make it so awkward to disengage stuff. It's a pain in the arse, but let's see if we can just disengage it now. Oh, there we go, so you've got to be static. Alright, we're going to do that cut through just up here. So there you go, I could just turn it so I could do rider mode performance on off ABS, so just with that button there. Which when you ride, oh no, oh that's awkward isn't it? Well, why is it letting me do it now while I'm riding? Rider mode performance ABS. I've not got quite my head around it yet, but it seems pretty simplistic. ABS is, you know, to me, if you're riding off-road, it's not crucial that you turn your ABS off. Certainly if you're riding in at a moderate, sensible pace. It's only when you start pushing on them, and then sometimes the brakes just can't deal with the slippage, so you'll just get a pulsing lever, which means you've got no brakes, and so therefore ABS can actually make it very difficult to stop off-road, which is why you're better disabling it. But if you're just riding at a gentle pace within your limits, I tend to find it's non-intrusive at all, so I tend to just leave it on. The only other time it can be an issue is if it's downhill and shaly and you're using quite a bit of back brake. If there's ABS on, then it's going to start pattering and you'll lose some braking power. And really your own foot is a better measure of braking than the electronic brain in those conditions. So I like the Himalayan's use of technology. Rider modes I'm not bothered about, that's neither here nor there, but the ABS on and off on a simple button, I like that. On the menu I've got a fair bit going on. The settings lock while riding. Okay, so you can't move settings. I tell you what, that's a good thing. I was on that R18 in America recently and you could do everything. Change the stereo and play with your seat controls, your heated seat, your heated grips, and there were times when I'm thinking, am I actually paying attention to what I'm doing here? Because I don't feel like I am. Oh, I've missed that turn. Oh, fucking hell. Missed the turn. So yeah, I like that they've kept it all simple. I'll play around with that Google Map thing, which I think is a nice little feature. Anything to make navigation easier. I like that we've got a little Type-C charge port there, that's neat. Got a joystick here that's, gotta be honest, a bit flimsy. That looks like a last minute design idea. That's not the best, but it'll do, and I'm sure it'll get improved as oh, fucking hell. I keep missing it. Okay, useful. Heavy to turn it. Oh, I better turn it, I've got a car coming. With this one. Whoop. Okay. Alright, I've got the bike pinned on my foot. This is where that top heaviness, actually, I can't get that off my foot. The bike's heavy now. That's heavy. Yep, there we go. Just got it pinned my foot against there. The issue of weight, eh? That's interesting. We can say that the bike hides its weight while it's moving. And this bike does hide its weight while it's moving. But as soon as it's not moving, that weight returns, and that's a heavy bike then. And that's why it's a shame it's not lighter. It's a shame that the mass is not lower down. And I think what it would mean is if I was a novice rider wanting to go green laning, I would not choose this bike because it's too heavy and you're going to get pinned underneath it. And I think it's going to be harder to lift than the old one as well. That are my anticipations of it. So yeah, it's... Whoop. Just going to roll down here. Whoop. Yeah, context is always the most crucial thing when judging a bike, whether it's good or bad, or good for you or bad for you. Because it makes such a big difference. A bike can shine in one environment and really struggle in another. And what I would say here is when the trail's open and you're cruising, Himalayan feels fine. This new one actually feels really good. I like what they've done, and they've managed to hide its weight so well on the move. But when it's static, it's heavy, and you've got to ask yourself, you know, will that impede your adventures in any way? Will it make any difference? Yes or no? I know when I've been out, say when I came across, oh fucking hell, there we go, fucking want to come down here. There's a bit of front brake lock up there, so that's the ABS kicking in there, but you can't disable it on the front, the ABS, just on the back. So when I came across America on the 411, the original Himalayan with the big group, and on an evening in certain places in Utah, I'd go off and explore some tracks. And you know what, I did it quite carefree, that, because I knew the Himalayan, I could rescue it if I got it stuck. I was very comfortable with its weight and its mass and its sort of dragability. And I've got to be honest, in that capacity, in that context, it's a better bike than this, because the weight of this would make me very nervous about getting in over my depths, getting in over my head on something. Yeah, go for it. Up. Because you can just feel it. Even then, when I just came to a stop there, my front wheel slipped on some stone, and the weight goes on you. It grabs and goes. And that sort of lovely, easy flowing bike becomes a 200 kilo lead weight on you. So, has it lost some of its exploratory nature? I think it has. I think it has, because the weight. It's only the weight that's done it, but that top heaviness. Although look at this, it's lovely chugging up here. I'm in really two minds. You might be able to tell as I'm talking. I love how drivable it is. Look at this. I mean, this is you probably won't see it on the camera, but this is quite a tricky little climb. I'm getting great traction, great grip, great balance, and it's going up here absolutely no problem at all. As well as, if not better than the old one. So it can do the exploration. It's just, can it do the exploration when it goes wrong? And again, everyone's going to be different. Everyone's going to have different strengths, and they're going to be coming from different bikes. If you're coming from a 1250 GS, then this is going to feel really light and manoeuvrable, even when it's laying on your leg. If you're coming from a CRF, it's going to feel quite heavy at times. Like I say, went up there really well, actually. Chugged up there so well, like the old one would. Oh, nice that. It's got quite rutted, hasn't it?
What do you mean, like the rock?
Yeah, quite steppy.
That's always been like that. It just depends on like gravel, dirt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's alright up there. Okay, we're just going to do Heartbreak Hill, which actually will be a good test of its gearing. Some bikes I'll come up here in second. On the Himalayan with the 5-speed box, the 411, I'll come up in first. So I'm going to see what gear this suits. I'm probably going to go for fucking. Let's have a think. Let's have a go. I'm going to go down to first, yeah, because it's quite technical. Yep, nice. Hit that nicely, no problem. First, good gear for it. So it's still got a good climbing gear. Quite rocky. It's going up about as easy as the old one, in fairness. Probably a touch easier in a way. Come on. One careful owner for sale.
Oh, that looks fucking awesome.
It went up it.
No,
It's quite.
it's spinning up a lot more.
No, it's pretty tractable. I mean, it's got rock here, hasn't it? There's a lot more loose rock on that. Yeah, yeah, did all right that. Whew, it's this next bit I don't like, because it's all narrow.
Yeah, you're getting that right.
Yeah, it wants to spit you out, doesn't it? Okay, so that's my first ride on the Himalayan done. I've probably mistreated it. I've not ran it in as well as I should, but life's too short, I think, these days, isn't it? I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with its ability to trail ride still. It's not lost any of the usability on the technical stuff that the old one had, and in many ways has improved upon it. Better standing position. Nice power actually, or the engine's as good as the old one for the chug. I don't think a lot's been lost there. It's just got nice feel, nice flow, nice suspension, better brakes. We've got good balance. Like through here, this is quite tricky riding through a narrow gauge. You want a bike that's balanced, and this is well balanced. I've got to say, really well balanced. My negatives is that static weight, you know, there's no shedding of that. It is a heavy bike, up high, and when it's coming down on you, it's a heavy bike. It's a shame they couldn't have lost a bit of weight, but, you know, there's a centre stand on it, there's a rear rack, there's front racks. It's made for 5,700 quid. You know, you can't have a lightweight bike with all this equipment on it for the price that it's being made at. So it is what it is. Would it stop me exploring? Maybe a touch over the old one, maybe a touch. And that's my only real reservation. So it would depend on what type of trip I was going on as to whether this would be a better bike or not. If I was going in a lot of fairly predictable terrain, even if it was quite challenging, I'd be happy on this. If I was going up lanes I didn't know how difficult it was going to be, I'd probably be happier on the old one. On the road work to get to those lanes, is this going to be a big leap forward over the 411? I certainly hope it would do. When I've come through the Alps on the 411, it can get a bit breathless coming up over the alpine roads, but the chassis helps you keep the momentum going. If this is the same with a bit more power, then happy days. So we'll see. More miles to do, I think, for sure. Nice. That wasn't too bad actually.
I think the rut's a lot wider.
Yeah, it has got wider, hasn't it? Because I used to really struggle down there. You go that way and that way. Yeah. That went well up there, I thought.